But why don't we start off with, for people who aren't familiar, I know we did the story about you forming the exploratory committee, but for people who aren't familiar with you, just tell me who you are.
Michael Vasquez. I'm a 45-year-old resident of Binghamton, New York. I'm a homeowner, small business owner, and I'm also, I'm running it as a candidate. I'm also, I should mention, I've been involved in political commentary for the last 7 years, a member of the press, and so I'm familiar with a lot of the issues that we're all discussing today and will be in the 2014 election.
So talk to me about deciding to run. What led up to this and why you ran?
Well, in April, we were talking about the exploratory committee, and I wasn't sure. I had an idea that perhaps I was seeing that we could get better representation. And as I went throughout the district, talking to people of every type, every occupation and standard of living in the district, I found that everyone feels the same way. And it's reflected across the nation. We've seen now that about 9% of the people approve of Congress and the job that it's doing. That's a very strong statement. It's telling you that they're not doing their job. They're not getting it done. And then in particular with the 22nd District here in New York, it's even more true. Since April, we've watched our representative, Mr. Hanna, flip-flop on issues like Syria. We've seen him come out and tell us one thing and vote another with the Amash Amendment and the NSA. We've seen him take positions that most people in the district would be against, like late-term abortion and immigration. There's just so many of these issues, and when you add it all up, I had to say to myself, I can either do nothing and get a 9% approval rate in Congress, or I could step in and try and make it better, and I'm going to try and make it better.
So what would you, if elected, what would you do? It's going to be, I'm sure, a contested primary here, but what are some of the things that you would like to see done that you don't feel are being done?
Well, a lot of us are all saying the same things in running. We're all Republicans, we all are, at least in name, and we're all conservatives, at least in name, for some of them. And what I want to do is actually what we've said, to stand up for the people and the voice of the people. I want to be the person, just like everyone else, in Congress, saying, here are the real issues, here are the things that we're worried about, like the debt. Because no nation can continue to run a debt greater than it makes and expect to be fine. Greece proved that. We want to look at immigration. We need a solution. And the solution also has to take into account that we can't just reward people who've broken the law. That creates anarchy. If you can break one law, you can break any law. We have to be, so we want to be sympathetic, but we also want to make sure that we're accountable. We want to increase the accountability in Congress and make sure that they're doing their job. Not just a partisan job, but the job of the nation, getting laws passed that help people. Looking at, let's make sure that we're a little bit safer from the government in terms of the NSA and the abuses that have gone on there. Drones that are being used. We just found out that since 2006, the FBI, the DEA, several other organizations of the government have been using drones, but they won't tell us how. They won't tell us what they did with them or who they used them against. Well, that's a problem. That's government overreaching its power. We need to hold them back. These are some of the things that I'm targeting. These are some of the things I think are important. And as I continue to talk to people in the 22nd District, I'm refining that even more to what do the people want to take on, number one, and then go from there.
Yeah, as far as going up against Richard Hanna, assuming that he runs again, obviously that's kind of a difficult task for any newcomer to try to topple an incumbent. What's your strategy going forward?
Well, it's true. There is nothing like trying to go up against an incumbent. They have the power of the office, and in Mr. Hanna's case, they have a lot of money. He has a lot of money. But it takes a lot of money to sell a bad idea. It doesn't take a lot of money to sell the truth. Okay? I'm here as an average American standing up for the same things that average Americans throughout the district and the nation believe in. I'm not trying to sell why I flipped on an issue, why I decided I'm going to do something that no one else in the party or none of my constituents want to have done. Or I'm going to sit on the sidelines as issues like Syria get the entire nation involved and he can't make a decision. That's not what he's supposed to be there for. That's not what the constituents want. So it takes a lot of money to sell that and say he's still doing his job. What I'm going to do is come out and talk to people and actually let them know I'm here to do the job and get done. That's all. It's a very simple process. I mean, yes, I'd love to have donations. I'd love the support because no one can win without either of those. But Mr. Hanna's money, the power of the office that's been misused, I don't count them as advantages to him. I count them as reasons why I should be winning.
Anything else you want to add?
There's a lot of issues that are involved here. Running for Congress is not about just one issue or one category, one box that someone may want to put you into. It's about knowing all of the issues and having solutions for them and being able to stand up and defend what people believe in. And to do that in the face of everyone on the floor of Congress and on TV and when you're speaking with constituents. These are things I've been doing for the last 7 years and something that I believe I can do effectively in Congress. And I just ask for people to listen to me, give me that opportunity to hear what I have to say, and then make a decision based on that.